Now, the Danish ambassador to Ghana, Tove Dengbol, says a 1.3 million euro project has been approved to support the Ghana's immigration operations. This project also seeks, among others, to check falsified documents and also strengthen information exchange between the various units of the Ghana Immigration Service. The ambassador spoke to JoyNews after the signing of a memorandum of understanding for the Danish project dubbed Strengthening Border and Migration Management in Ghana.
Training, so you can say that it's the ability to detect the documents, but it's also equipment. More sophisticated equipment is needed because those producing fraudulent documents, they become smarter and smarter. And in order to keep up with their capacities, it's very important that the correct available equipment is there. And also that necessary training in how to use the equipment is being provided. So this is a central part of this project. Denmark and other countries, EU countries, are doing their very best. We cannot solve all the problems, so we had this amount as our contribution, and we were looking carefully at how best could we add value. And we realized that by supporting this fraudulent documentation capacity to detect fraudulent documents, we could actually make a difference with the amounts that we had available. We think it's in our mutual interests that we are cooperating on ensuring that irregular migration is limited to the extent possible, so we only have the regular migration. We think that irregular migration costs lives. We've seen the tragedies in the Mediterranean Ocean, people crossing the desert with all sorts of dangers. And we've also seen the difficulties for the European countries on accommodating all the irregular migrants.
Now, Assistant Commissioner of Immigration, Faisal Disu, has been talking about the benefits of the project to the Ghana Immigration Service.
The project is aimed at building the capacities of two specific units in the Ghana Immigration Service. And this includes the Document Fraud Expertise Center and the Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Department. Now, for the Document Fraud Expertise Center, the project is expected to build the capacities of staff. There's also some acquisition of equipment and the upgrading of the database of the Document Fraud Expertise Unit. Now, what we have today is that we have silos. We have a lot of data, but then they are all sitting in silos and they are working virtually independently all over the country. And that this project will, all these databases will be talking to each other. What it means is that if somebody has used a fraudulent document around, let's say, Gonochrome is one of our entry points. It means that immediately it is detected, those officers in document fraud in Accra and other places like, say, Paga and Boku and all the rest will be aware that such a document has been accosted at maybe Gonochrome or whatever station. On the second part, it's also going to strengthen the PPME department. That's the Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Department. The Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Department is expected to actually monitor and facilitate the implementation of the plan over the next 5 years.
And we'll be tracking that to see what happens over the next 5 years. Will there be any increased efficiency at the Ghana Immigration Service?